7, Giraldi. Pablo Rossi.
Tablets or laptops for council and mayor. This was brought up about a year and a half ago, and it didn't get any traction. I think the people that were up here didn't want to invest in technology. As far as I'm concerned, I think we're behind in the technology. We have inboxes downstairs, which you visit or you don't, and I can't make it in the Borough Hall every week, so there's stuff that I never get to see. If we're at meetings, you never can go backwards and check and see what you did a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I think in this day and age with technology where you can do most of that on a wristwatch anymore, I think maybe it's time we save a few trees and maybe invest in some tablets. Tablets are relatively inexpensive, and I think the communication would be a whole lot better between us, where you can pick up a tablet and communicate with everybody up here. Any other way at this current time, I think is just too cumbersome, and I think we should seriously consider getting into the electronic age and doing away with some of this paper and have better communication.
It's interesting you bring that up because in my taking care of the televising and everything, my understanding is a possibility we could get Wi-Fi just for this room through there.
That would be.
They'd have to do a drop line, something like that, where we'd actually have a Verizon connection here. We actually see what's going on over the air, and at the same time, it could provide Wi-Fi, but just not for the whole building, just for this room.
That's what we're looking for the whole building.
Well,
Get everyone up to
I
date.
was just going to say.
Yeah,
I think we should be exclusionary.
Yeah.
I mean, the advantage to that, the advantage to us being able to access the internet from up here, say an issue comes up, say we got a problem, want to discuss the website. We're all over the website at the same time, we want to go over it. Or anything else that we need to access, and you don't have to wait. I mean, I remember in the past, we always have to say, well, I'll have to research it and blah, 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 and I'll get back to the council next time. Well, we have the technology, put it up there and then.
Well, I think it's a worthwhile venture, and
Just a little bit further on that is we have JFK coming this week, and so I have a little bit of a slideshow for him off of my computer, which is fine, but we don't have a screen. So I think what you're suggesting has multiple dimensions, and I would suggest that we form a little group that would look at that, because I think it's beyond the expertise clearly of me sitting at this table, and I suspect some of my colleagues, but in essence, I've noticed when you go into technology, if you go in, you can go in too heavy and that's awfully costly. If you go in too light, that's awfully costly too. And so you're always fighting with it. And I did have a conversation, I think, with Mr. Schreck some time ago, maybe 3 months ago, 2 months ago, and said, you know, I happened to be at the Freehold. In fact, the night we were there with you guys, the freeholders, you know, they had their little thing, and it was nice. They had things for people to see who were in the audience, so they were following along, as opposed to the papers out there and whatnot. So, in essence, what I would suggest that we do is essentially have a group of 2 councilmen and essentially maybe work with, I don't know what Alpha Dog does, or we have, well, I think the county has a consultant.
Somerset IT is very, you know, they take care of all of our computers.
So I think if we articulate it from the council and had 2 of you, you and somebody else, or whoever, if you have an interest, I think that'd be a good thing to do.
yeah.
And,
How about Jim?
Yeah.
Jim, yeah, you guys?
Technical guy.
How about you?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I mean,
How about you and Paul go do that and get in touch with the county and come back with a recommendation?
yeah, we're not talking about a big expense here. 7 tablets for the council would probably run you $600, you know, something like that, maybe. The tablets, it's all depending. You can pay a lot or you can pay a little, you know, depending. But I'm saying it would not be a major expense.
That's something we could look at.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna break the bank, and
Yeah.
No, I think,
No.
why don't you guys do that and get back
Not at all.
in a meeting or 2?
Give us a little upgrade.
Okay.
All righty, good.